Previously on The Fast and the Fastidious.
So, without further ado, we're going to end the video here with hopefully a very exciting summons. I'm stalling. This is my MO. This is what I do. Okay, let's do it. That's gold. That's gold. Crazy. No way! No way! What? No way! No flipping what? I'm freaking speechless.
Fastidious.
Fastidious.
How the heck are you guys? I'm Fastidious. Welcome to my channel and welcome to day 47 in our free-to-play series. And boy, what a day 47 was. We've got an episode today for you guys. All right, you saw in the intro, we had the pull of all pulls, at least for this account, and that was finally getting our AoE mage. And it wasn't Osiren, thank God. It wasn't even Iona. We leveled up all the way to maybe the best in the game. I mean, Virna might have something to say about it, but amazing AoE magic damage in the form of Khamet. You're gonna see in this video today a big Khamet spotlight because he helped us clear a piece of content that we've been struggling with for a while, and that is GR3 number 18, stage 18. It actually took a marathon stream yesterday of I think about just under 3 hours, maybe just over, right on the cusp, and we did it at about 2 hours and 55 minutes. Finally, we cracked the case. It was very collaborative. It was very fun. There's a lot of cool little tips and tricks I picked up along the way that informed my specific strategy that I will highlight in this episode. We'll do kind of like not a straight up guide. The guide will come out next week on Gear Raid 3, but this will be like a walkthrough of Gear Raid 3 with my specific strategy. You might be familiar, you can bunch everyone up in the middle or split people out to the sides. We actually did like a hybrid. So we had people out to the right, but then bunched everyone else up in the middle. However, before we jump into that and I take you guys hand by hand through that thing, let's jump back to that stream and see the live feed of how it actually happened. All right, final round, guys. It's all about taking down the boss and making sure this all happens. Come on. Brienne, do your thing, girl. 2x for a bit while we wait. I'm just probably, I know I should wait on Thewen, but I think Nyx is doing such a good job. Yeah, Nyx is doing a great job. We want to make sure we take down this boss. I think we're definitely going to. Super close. Come on, let's go. We got it. Now we can, let's wait. Trigger Nyx. I'm gonna leave it on 1x because we might have to. Let's go like this. Okay. Now let's go like this. And now we pray. Come on, Brienne. Come on, 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 please, please, please. Yes, Theowen, so clutch. Come on, guys, come on, guys, come on. Khamet, let's go, Khamet, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh, amazing, amazing. We have been streaming for 2 hours and 56 minutes. That is what it's all about, baby. I got this small. This is how I got so, worn down. I just shrink in the moment, but then we finally did it. Oh my God, we got a thumbs up piece. I just want to show people really fast. Look at that, baby. 2 hours and 56 minutes. We wanted to do it in less than 3 hours. Pretty arbitrary thing I made up at the last second, but boy, oh boy, that was it. We did it. That's crazy. Let's see what we got rewarded with for our trouble. It's pretty nice, actually. Bad set, but are we really gonna roll it up? We'll see. That's amazing. Well, guys, there you have it. We finally did it after that absolute marathon of a stream. We actually had beaten it about 10 or 20 minutes earlier. However, it wasn't a 3-star completion. There you go. You see how excited I was to finally get it done. Quite the other side of the coin, a little nice juxtaposition to when I pulled Khamet and I was in rare form completely speechless. So speaking of Gear Raid 3, speaking of Khamet, let's head into Gear Raid 3. So, like I said, guys, this is gonna be a straight up guide. You see, I've turned Power of Dominance off, enable, disable, there we go. We're gonna head into this fight. Before the fight right now, I'm gonna show you the build I've got on Khamet. He's in what I would describe as my second best gear set I could make on the account. I guess I can quickly show you. Brienne is in the best gear, the same gear set you saw her in yesterday. Pretty nutty set for my account. My only two mythic ancient pieces, which happen to be nice DPS pieces. You can see there, guys, the 82% crit, the very healthy crit damage, and we are going to bring our number one girl, Autumn, into this fight, because how could we not? We use her absolutely everywhere. But here's Khamet, and guys, I do want to quickly say, hopefully we nail this walkthrough and we get 3 stars. However, I'm going to count it as a win, even if a couple people sneak through, because this is exactly the strategy I use with exactly the same gear. As here's Khamet, the man of the hour. You can see here we got a pretty healthy build on him, nearly 53,000 BP. Nothing crazy, but it's solid. He's still a work in progress. I've been very unlucky with the skill ups. So I did all the gold dust I've been saving, and then I found like 3 gold skill up crystals. We had 2 from the Quarter of Glory, and then I got 1 somewhere else. I don't know, maybe from Guild Boss or something. But here you can see, guys, we got a lot in the basic, we got a lot in the passive, or 2. We got a lot in this passive, and not a single one in the ultimate. So we still made it work. Let me show you the gear right now. Broken set, and then we've got Calamity for the extra attack. The stats look pretty good. Let me show you. Attack speed here we're going to talk about in a second, but if you look at crit, he's at 62%, but he'll be in range of Autumn, so this works out all right. The way we use it, it's not always active when he needs it, but 62% has worked for us. Rage regen is at least something. You can see the attack is very healthy at over 17,000 attack, and I do want to now talk about the attack speed. So we have 185 attack speed. He's a 2.6 second interval champion, so this gets us minus 0.6. However, we had a lot of trouble with the attack speed. I was running him at like plus 50. It wasn't working. So we brought him up to this because if you're very familiar, which would be pretty impressive if you memorize this all, but for a 2.6 champion, you need plus 95 to get the additional next threshold to get this from minus 0.6 to minus 0.7. So if you look here, it says plus 85, but if we look here, they're not accounting for the Pantheon. I'll very, very, very quickly go over and show you. In the Pantheon, we do get, I believe, 14 additional attack speed on my account. So there you go. So that pushes him into that little slight increase, but actually the game-changing increase, at least for us, that brought him down to minus 0.7 to, what is that, a 1.9 second interval, and that did make the difference. So I know I kind of just seemed like I harped on that for a while. Let's make sure power dominance is still off. It is. But yeah, the reason I'm doing that is because, guys, there were like 4 key breakthroughs. I've jotted them down over here that I'll go through with you guys, but this was the final one that finally pushed us over the edge. The fight is very tight, as you're going to see in just 1 second. Hopefully we clear it right now with a perfect 3-star clearance. However, we might let 1 or 2 guys slip through and not get the full 3 stars, but I will tell you this is the exact thing we had going on, the exact setup and everything, all the exact heroes, all the same gear. That made it hum on that crazy live stream, guys. So I'm stalling a bit because I'm very scared of this fight. It's really intense. Let's hop right in. Alrighty, so actually really quickly, just to make sure we have no haters in the comments, power of dominance is off. Let's hop right into this fight. And I'm just gonna tell you guys, there's gonna be a lot of stopping, a lot of starting, a lot of 1xing. There's a lot of mental juggling and gymnastics that goes into this fight. I'm already gonna pause it, there you go. So we quickly place Narvi. I will say if you're struggling, maybe try using a cost generator. Once I added Narvi, it made things a lot smoother. Without power dominance, it's not such a big deal because we get enough DPS that we can delay our healers. But with it, But without power dominance, we absolutely need Narvi. Then we got to place Brienne real quick. She's absolutely our main DPS. Nyx does some nice work on the right island. As I said, we do kind of like a hybrid setup where we do a big clump in the middle, and then Nyx is going to take care of business on the right. So she puts out good DPS too, but Brienne really is the star of the show, as you'll see at the end. Then we can already, I almost messed up there. We can already get ready. Narvi's going to be ready to trigger in just a second. I'm going to try to be really tight on this. There we go. Narvi's ready. Now we can put down Arrogance. Oop. Slip. Hopefully it doesn't destroy the whole run. And there's gonna be Theo in. So now we're set up to put out some damage in the middle. We can already place Autumn, guys, and I'll put it on 1x. Autumn is wearing whatever that artifact is. It's a legendary, not a mythic artifact that gives a little extra, how do you call it? A little extra initial rage upon deployment, and that allows us to guarantee she's set up to help Brienne do the damage she's about to put out on the boss. So now we can finally place our first healer. That is going to be Vortex. And let me just describe what Brienne's going to do. So you can see her ultimate's already loaded up. However, this little pesky guy is still alive. I don't want her to waste any of her aggro on that guy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till he's picked off, and then I'm going to trigger Autumn and trigger Brienne really quickly. I think it is possible that because these are multi-shot AoEs that they could, it wouldn't matter, but I don't want to risk it. This guy will get picked off no problem, and then we can quickly trigger and make sure all the attention, all the damage is headed to the boss. Now we're going to wait for this this guy to get picked off and wait for the cost to improve, wait for Theowen to get ready, and then we can drop, there she goes. Okay, trigger, and now we can drop Nyx, so nice. So guys, now I told you there's gonna be a couple breakthroughs I was gonna articulate. The first one actually was a happy accident. Kind of like the invention of the potato chip, you know, a nice little piece of culinary history. They cut a potato too thin. Beautiful. We got a chip. I gotta pause it real quick. But yeah, it was so many things juggling. You can see I'm a bit overwhelmed right now, trying to talk to camera, trying to play the game, trying to remember 3 steps ahead of time. And then imagine on stream where I also had the chat, one of the times I forgot to trigger Nyx's ultimate. However, we discovered even without this incredible build on Nyx, we were actually able to take out this whole first wave of mobs that's about to come out without using our ultimate. This made the rest of the fight so much easier. Ooh, Narby's ready, can trigger, can pick her up, can drop Khamet, and I'm gonna pause. I made it so much easier because we can time out when she uses her ult the second time and the third time for the second wave of mobs and the third wave of mobs. Okay, immediately on to the second breakthrough, and shout out to Pink Jesus for this. You can see, guys, we just placed mid on here and Khamet here. Originally, I had those switched, and then Pink Jesus, who, by the way, congrats, is the new moderator for our YouTube live streams. He made the suggestion, what if you flip them? Because this way, Khamet, if anyone sneaks through from Nyx's side, he can pick them off. And if anyone here sneaks through closer and closer to the portal, he'll still be in range, ready to go to pick him up. It did make a big difference. So shout out to him. And now you guys are going to see, you can watch the damage over here. Nyx is going to do a very nice job. And I'll just already start, I'm gonna leave it on 1x because I just wanna make sure nothing goes wrong. But I can already start telling you about what the third breakthrough is gonna be. And that is gonna be, well, I'll just tell you, we end up using, this was kind of a two-parter, I guess. So this wave that's coming out here, we're gonna let Khamet charge up his ult. We're not gonna use Autumn's ult when they come down. Khamet's ult should be able to take care of them. And that kind of ties into the fourth thing as well, because without the attack speed, it did not work. 1 or 2 was always getting through. However, we weren't able to reliably do that until I realized the second wave that's going to come soon can be nuked just by Brienne with Autumn, which is pretty sweet. However, I guess the addendum to that is I then realized it was a bit risky because you're going to see it's really tight. We can't trigger Autumn again, but we can trigger Brienne in a second just to put a little extra damage on the boss, and that guarantees we're able to kill the boss before the end, which made a big difference. And now everything is covered. Those are all the breakthroughs. Guys, I'm so overwhelmed. There's so much going into this fight. I'm kind of having PTSD reliving it. Not to make fun of what actually PTSD is, but it was hard, man. It was a very intense, it was a big headache for me. So you can see Brienne's almost ready to go. There you go, Nyx took care of it. I'm absolutely gonna leave this on 1x for a second to make sure nothing goes wrong. Trigger. We're getting some nice hits on the boss, plus we're killing some bombs. Now we should be good to go. Let's let this go on. You can see Autumn's ready. We're not going to use her. We're going to save her and Brienne for the second wave. Honestly, we can just trigger now the healers for fun. It really doesn't matter. We're not going to need them. We can use Theo in here to make sure we get just a little bit extra damage on the boss. Not much, but it's honest work. And here they go. Now these guys are coming down. Oh my god, let me pause it. So you can immediately trigger Nyx, so we can start timing out the ult for the third wave already by triggering it over here. And then the second these guys get into range, I'm going to trigger Khamet. So I'm just going to start hammering Khamet. He won't be able to do it until someone's in range, as you can see with these alerts popping up. But there we go. So now we kind of hope there is a touch of RNG here because we don't have Autumn active, so we don't have a guaranteed 100% crit. You see, Khamet's really doing a good job. This truly is a Khamet showcase. He's so good. Pick off that last guy, please. All right, you know what? It's such a tight run, you can see. We're gonna let it run. You can see it comes down to the hair. It comes down to hitting all the crits. Maybe if you have better gear than me, you can make this 100%. But to get that power dominance to beat it, you only need to clear it once. So we're just gonna keep on with the run, and trust me, this is exactly how we 3-starred it. Full disclosure, this is my third take. I'm going crazy, so we're just gonna stick with it. I hope you guys understand. I promise this is the strategy, this is the gear, these are the heroes, these are the placements that made it hum. So we can trigger Autumn here. The second these guys get into Brienne's range, you're gonna see some pretty crazy damage. Nyx just picked off those fellas. Look at those numbers, just insane. She's really a delete button. And now we're looking pretty good. Boss's health is low. She's got like a quarter of her time left. So now we just gotta count on Brienne and on Arrogance to make this happen. There you can see one slipped through and Khamet did God's work. Let's trigger Theo in to get some more damage on that boss. It's gonna be tight, but it should work. Quick. Now things are humming now, right? We're settled in. Unfortunately, one snuck through, but I told you guys it's just a bit of RNG. This exact strategy works. Down goes the boss, and now the second Nyx is ready, we gotta trigger her. Let's hopefully pick off those two guys, and now let's wait. Hopefully we get one more trigger from Brienne. We can pick up Nyx here, immediately drop Lunaria just for some insurance, trigger everything in sight, and we pray. Come on, work, guys, work. We should be perfect, and there we go, guys. So unfortunately, not the perfect 3-star run. However, I did hit all the key points I wanted to say, and you saw it was just a sliver. So with the right RNG, you just keep redoing it like we did on stream. When you try to beat these things, guys, by the skin of your teeth, by like a hair's margin, right? It's so, because we're really pushing our account to its absolute limit. We don't have the perfect champions for this. Shout out to Khamet, shout out to Brienne and all these other Nyx, these champions, Arrogance, for making this happen. But we are probably pretty under-leveled for this fight, but because of strategy and obsessive grinding like I did on that stream, and I kind of do all the time, you're able to make it work. So you got two options. You can wait and be patient, or you can be obsessive like me and just push. But there you go, guys. We got a thumbs up. Let's see what it is. I might bring it to 8 if there's a huge roll on flat attack, because we got Rage Regen at the bottom. Not the best piece in the world, though, but I do love a Wisdom set, guys. Okay, there you have it. We'll quickly go through everyone else. This is such... I have a headache again, I'll be honest. This stage is so hard, and stage 19, guys, if you haven't seen it, I'll just show you the map. Oh my god, this guy comes out over here and he stands right on the square. Without invisibility, it can be done, but it's just, oh my god, what an absolute test. We're not going to touch that for quite a long time, I believe, unless we pull a hat sit or something like that. But there you have it. That is how I beat. Saw the 3-star run earlier, so I don't feel bad showing you there. It's the exact same strategy. Unfortunately, we weren't able to pull off this 3-star there. Let's quickly go through. Actually, I should probably just go into the roster to show you all the heroes that we use, and I'll just very quickly show you stats, and I'll show you their artifacts. And anytime I have a completed set, of course, I will point that out as well. Also, for the haters, guys, power dominance is still off, all right? So let's just start with Lunaria. You can see she just comes in at the very end there. She is the least important by far. I'm pretty sure we could do without her. She's in random gear. We just went for high attack speed, a touch of attack, a touch of crit. It's really not that special a build, as you can see. Lunaria is not good for this fight because she has magic damage, and these guys have a really high magic damage resistance. Nyx. Oh, sorry, Lunaria's artifact, excuse me. There you go. She is in Sharpshooter's Crest, actually the same one as Nyx, so I can just introduce it now. When there are no enemies within one tile, which is the case the whole time for Lunaria, the 3 seconds she's out, but also Nyx for the whole fight, you get 20% increased AoE damage. Not as important with Lunaria for her splash magic damage, incredibly important, an extra 20% for Nyx. So you see we have it here leveled up to 10. That doesn't really matter. We haven't promoted it yet. I believe the promotion's really lame. Yeah, it just goes up to 22. So we'll probably do it because we have extras, but not that important. But that 20% is clutch, because you can see this gear is not that crazy. It is all mythic gear, but we are using a whirlwind set for some nice attack speed, some healthy attack speed, and then we're using a curse set, but we're actually using an attack speed amulet. So the attack is not that high, the crit is not that great. She's not obviously not in range of Autumn or anything. Crit damage is kind of nothing to speak of, but Nyx is really good. She puts out really sick AoE, as you can see. So almost 12,000 attack, that healthy 316 attack speed, which gets a 1.4 second decrease in the interval because she's all the way up at 3.5, and not much crit rate. I mean, like 2/3 chance and not much crit damage added. There you go. No extra rage region to speak of, only the stuff we get from the Pantheon. Let's just keep it moving. We can probably do it from here. I'll just highlight our marksman. So we've got Theowen. Let's just do him because we know Brienne a bit. Theowen is wearing the Nether Messenger, because a lot of times, even though he has AoE on those whirling blades or whatever he calls them, what does he call them? What do you call this, Theowen? The Blade Hurl and the Large Sabers. So he Blade Hurls the Large Sabers. He does do a lot of focusing on one enemy, so I figured this would be good. Plus, he's only 5 stars, as you can see, so not even all 6-star champions, guys. And the extra flat stats on the Mythic Artifact do help a decent bit. So the only one to speak of is Brienne. She's an amazing artifact, guys. I slept on this one for too long. It's a legendary Marksman class exclusive artifact called... We're going to call it Tyriel's Gaze. I almost said the name I won't name right there. But you can see dealing crit damage has a 15% chance to ignore 30% of the target's defense and magic resistance. There's no magic, whatchamacallit. She's not doing any magic damage, so it doesn't matter, but ignoring that 30% of the defense is nasty. And this is something I plan to build up like to plus 25. This is a crazy piece, and I'm really happy with it and to see what happens at the higher levels of promotion. Then for gear, we talked about it already, but we're in a curse set, which is really nice for the mobs. Annihilating Might. I'll show you the stats very quickly. It's the same thing as in my anti-air arena video, but not very high attack because she's got low base attack. Very nice crit when paired with Autumn. Very nice crit damage. And then when paired with Autumn, this is like what? Almost 360% crit damage. Probably over 360 if you include... Oh no, we don't get crit damage, I think, from the Pantheon. I actually don't know that. I'll check that at the very end if I remember. There you go. Those are those guys. Let's get on to the man of the hour. I know we already broke him down, but I'll just show you. This is Khamet. Beautiful. If anyone wants to pause here, you can see we're down to the 2-second thing. But like I said, this is 1.9 with the Pantheon. Healthy attack. And then 62% crit. Which for the moments it is active, though he doesn't line up so much with Autumn. He is in the range, so we get 92% and then 210% with the crit damage there. Nice build. Pretty happy with it given my limited selection. What else we got? We got to show you Arrogance. Correct. And we can also show you Narvi. I'll just show you Narvi really quick. Not even leveled gear. All that matters is that she is, because she's not doing attack, she might get attacked a couple times, so a little rage regen never hurt anyone. but she's not doing any attacks, so attack speed doesn't matter. It's really just get her in a mana set to get the +3 Rage Regen auto. Makes a really nice, really big difference. And please, guys, if you're going to use a rare champion like Narvi or like Autumn, like I'm about to show you, please make sure they're skilled up. It's so easy to skill up your rare champions. Finally, on to our healers. I believe that is all we have left. Let's start with mid-on. Mid-on doesn't matter too much, though I will say if you are struggling to survive, like I actually was in earlier permutations of this strategy before I kind of got it all set up. Her increased defense does help a lot, the same way Vortex's shields help. Basically, with my healers, I go for a nice amount of attack speed. Hers, I couldn't get that high. Where is it? You can see only +87. And then, you want to touch a healing effect. 52 is pretty good. I guess I'd say between 50 and 100 is solid. The closer to 100, the better it's going to be. And a healthy amount of HP, given her pretty lame base HP. And it's basically the same deal for Vortex, just the build slightly better. So healing effects up to 65. Attack speed's much better at 230. Rage Regen, quite similar, I believe. Oh, no, I had no Rage Regen, excuse me, on mid-on. So not a great mid-on build, but like I said, we didn't even use the ultimate, so Rage Regen really didn't matter. We just want to spam those basic attacks as much as possible. I would say Vortex is definitely better for this fight. Those shields go a long way if you need some survivability. And then I'll show you, again, just not very good HP. It is what it is. Let me show you their artifacts before I forget. Oh, I realized I forgot to show you Arrogance's artifact and Narvi's. So Orb of Euphoria, this increase in attack speed is really, really nice. Same exact thing here with mid-on, just because I love attack speed. I'm a Nightmare faction kind of guy. I love, love, love attack speed. While we're here, and then I'll go back to the fighters. Finally, we have, where are you, honey? Down, I guess it's by rarity. So there's Autumn, my #1 girl. So there it is. It's called Spirit Horn. This is the horn I was talking about. I do have it at promo 1, but I actually did that today. So actually this isn't, I guess, technically not exactly the same team because I had it at promo 1 yesterday. But with promo 1, it works just fine. 20% when deployed initially. It's super fine. It just guarantees that she has this ult up, increased crit damage. Skill up your rares, guys. It goes all the way up to 60% increase in crit damage. If you just started watching me, I talk about Autumn constantly. I love her. The guide on her is coming out in just a few days. She's my absolute favorite. And then with the passive, whenever the ultimate's up, we get a crit rate increase. Starts at 10%, level it up all the way to 30%. Fantastic. Again, get that mana set if you can. I couldn't to get the stuff I wanted. Basically, you want a nice amount of attack speed to make sure you can keep the ult coming, and then some Rage Regen. Actually, this build kind of sucks. So Autumn wasn't in even a proper build. I must have taken her out of her good arena gear. You see, it still worked. We only have to trigger her a couple times, so it's still fine. Don't do this build, though. This build sucks. Do Mana Spring, get the attack speed as high as possible, and get a handful of Rage Regen, and you'll be good to go. Finally, let's go back to the fighters, because I forgot to show the artifacts, and I know people wanted to start seeing that. Where are they? So here's Arrogance. There you have it. Artifact is here. This is maybe best in slot for Arrogance. Void Gazer. The more tiles beyond they are, the better. So Arrogance, really good for that. They're all at the edge, and he does ranged, kind of a long form fighting damage. And then Narvi, we just put that lucky legacy on it. If you're struggling and you're willing to just pound that RNG and you need extra costs, this is going to hit 1 in every 20 times. It really doesn't matter, but it's the only artifact that makes sense on her. So there you have it, guys. Pretty crazy video, if I do say so myself. It certainly was crazy for me to film behind the scenes. Hope you enjoyed it, guys, and I hope you've been enjoying everything I've been doing. We are so close to 3,000 subscribers. Oh my God. So if you made it this far in the video, you should totally subscribe. It means you must at least kind of like me, or at least tolerate me. Also, if you like the video, like the video. If you want to comment, I answer every single comment. If you want to share it with absolutely anyone, maybe just your mom, that's super fine. I've been Fastidious. I'll see you guys in the next one.
Fastidious.